Welcome to the Out of Capes podcast for Flash Season 1, Episode 5, titled Plastique. This is a weekly podcast focusing and reviewing the CW's The Flash series. I am your co-host, Staffa.
And I'm the other one, Eric.
How's it going, Eric?
I'm good.
Alright. Is there a lag between us? Because it takes you a couple seconds to
Yeah,
reply to
there
me.
is a little lag.
Okay. Alright.
There's a little
Uh,
lag between us.
Hopefully the lag gets better. This is why we're not doing video, or at least webcam on my end anymore, because we're trying to reduce the lag between the two of us.
Yeah.
So anyways, the way how this show is structured, first we're going to do an episode recap on this episode 5, and then we're going to review and rate it. After that, we're going to give a spoiler warning and talk about theories and potential spoilers at the end of this podcast. So let's start it off.
Okay.
This episode started with a party at at a bar, and basically Barry is still super friend zoned with Iris, and
Yeah.
he shows off that he's unaffected by alcohol.
Because of his metabolism, which I'm surprised he forgot that.
Well,
They made a whole episode about it.
yeah. Well, I don't think that he forgot about the metabolism. I think he's just showing off that, hey, look, alcohol doesn't even affect me at all. And he's kind of bummed out about it because he's like, man, I'm only 25 and my drinking days are over.
Yeah.
Oh well. So after that, we have a scene showing off Plastique. She's robbing a building, and I mean, like right off the bat, like they're showing her character, like saying, "Oh, don't touch me! Watch out! I'm throwing this explosive at you!" Like,
Explosive backpack.
yeah, this explosive duffel bag.
Yeah.
So even though she's blowing the place up, she doesn't want to hurt people.
Yes.
Anything else that we want to talk about that scene or the previous scene before moving on?
Nope. I mean,
All
how
right.
did she escape out of the building? That's my only question.
She went around the corner, don't you know?
Okay.
That's enough. Just going around the corner and there's an explosion and uh-oh, I don't know how to go around the corner either. She's
Smoke
gone.
screen.
Yep. Ninja smoke. So after that, well, the explosion, it knocks a window washer who's conveniently right where the explosion's at,
Yes.
and Eddie, he gets a call saying, hey, there's an explosion at this building, and then everybody else starts making excuses as to why they should leave.
I know. And okay, Eddie does his excuse, and then
Yeah.
Iris does hers, and then well, we have something to go too. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Like,
and then they just stay at the bar,
Caitlin's like, oh, it's getting late, I'm tired.
and then she stays at the bar.
Yeah. Like, after, if they're trying to like cover themselves for Iris, Iris is already
Yeah.
leaving.
Exactly.
Just wait 10 seconds, she'll be gone. You don't need to come up with a really bad lie. That's it. Come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Flash gets over there, and I don't get why he asks them to calculate how fast he needs to go to run up a wall.
I think it's he just doesn't know his own capabilities yet, so he doesn't know. I mean, he should be able to, but they can't. Also, you have to think about
But like, here's the thing: does he have a speedometer on him or something? Why doesn't he just do it and try?
for
I kind of lost you for a second. Did you say something? You're cutting out. Hello? Hello? Are you back?
hello.
Yeah, I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. I lost you for a good minute or so. So what were you saying?
I know. I don't know what's going on. I
Uh,
was saying that it would. It's it's for the fans, like to keep it all sciencey. They have to do the exact like speed he would have to go up a building.
but he's wasting time though. He's like standing there asking them to do complex math while this guy is hanging for his life. Just
I
get off the
don't
wall.
know.
Just he should have just listened to Harrison Wells from episode 1. Run, Barry, run.
Well, if he tries to run up the building and he fails, like he tries to run up and then he just falls backwards.
Uh, also, second point, why does he have to run up and then back down the building? Why couldn't he just run straight up the building and then like take the guy to the roof?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Wouldn't that make like 200 times more sense?
Yes, that actually would.
Because like when she said you gotta keep your velocity or you go splat, I'm like, wait, why would he go splat? And then when he actually did it, he went up and then back down. I'm like, what? Why did he go down? It
Yeah.
don't make
I didn't
sense.
even think about that.
Why didn't he just go to the roof?
I
You
don't
know?
know.
Oh well, things
Maybe doesn't
happen.
they didn't think he didn't have roof access? I don't know.
Well, like I think they had to bring him back down just to find a reason for uh Iris to be there.
Yeah, that could be a
So
reasoning.
yeah, and then that's what happens next. Iris sees him, and he starts shaking his face just so he doesn't get seen, and then runs off.
Yep.
So the next scene, uh, basically they're having like one of those CSI,
Crime
crime,
scene.
yeah, investigations,
Yes.
and they're like, oh, there's something missing in here, but it'll take days to figure out what
Exactly.
what's stolen. So Joe covered for Barry. He's like, let's let Barry do his thing.
Yeah. And then Barry's done like within an hour.
Yeah. Oh, he was done in like a minute. He
I
was,
know.
yeah. So, um, after he finds out what was missing, we're back at the police station, and we have General Lex Luthor coming in, taking over the investigation.
I totally doubt that's his name.
What are you talking about? He's straight up General Lex Luthor.
I don't think
Or
he's General Lex Luthor.
okay, General Eiling. aka Lex Luthor,
From the Justice League comics is what you're referencing.
for a Justice League cartoon.
Cartoon, yeah. My bad.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's taking over the surprise because he's like, this doesn't usually happen. And they're like, well, this isn't a
Yeah.
civilian. She's one of us. Uh, so,
Yeah.
so Barry is told to give them everything, and as Barry hands over the stuff, the box of evidence,
Evidence.
yeah, he ends up snatching the folder.
Yes.
Which, why didn't he document what the folder was earlier?
I don't know.
Like he wanted to wait until he gets it all nicely packed in a box and then starts looking at everything.
Yeah.
So, what we got going on next?
Uh. Oh
Iris,
yeah. Yeah. The cop. The cop is like, Joe, can I talk to you for a minute? And then they go to the house, and Iris tells Joe that she saw the streak.
yep.
Oh no, Joe asked her why she was at the crime scene. He
The,
that
the
he
streak
needs to
is such a
worry about
bad
it.
name.
I know.
It sounds like a doo-doo stain.
The streak. He flings poo.
The racing stripe.
Oh my gosh. Never mind, I'm not gonna get it. That I might make that joke in the spoiler section.
All right, so Joe's having this talk with Iris,
Yep.
and she's like, "Oh, I saw him," and that kind of made Joe look like a liar when he kept on saying, "Oh, he's not real."
Yep. He's not real. But I
Mm-mm.
saw him. Nope, you didn't.
So, and then now we're at Star Labs.
Yes.
Uh, Wells explains that General Eiling wanted mind reading. He did some mind reading like experiments with Wells for interrogations, but they ended up stopping the experiments because Wells didn't like the methods that Eiling was using.
Yes.
And then Cisco, he is so easily able to ID Plastique, um, and then um, yeah, he IDs her, and yeah, he basically says, "Oh, the army leaves all their information online now." So there
Yeah.
we go.
He just hacks the army, and they easily find like her file.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So Barry is easily able to locate her. Finds her within seconds.
Yep.
She blows up his suit. Oh, don't touch me! And then she like touches him right in the center of his suit.
Yeah.
And then Barry's like in his tidy whities.
She's like, you better get it off now. And he stares like, what are you talking about?
Mhm. Um. Like I mean, they eventually give her gloves later, but why is she running around with no gloves if she's blowing
Everything
everything
she
up?
touches,
Yeah.
everything she touches blows up. My
Ex-
question was, how does she put her clothes on then? Because then when the clothes then said blow up.
Obviously, clothes doesn't blow up with her because uh, she put on the gloves and it's perfectly fine, and her clothes didn't blow up. There you go,
I don't know.
mystery solved. Like the way how they portray her in this episode, like it was very unclear whether she was like whether everything she
Yeah.
touches blows up, or whether it's certain things she touches blows up, or whether like she
It's just
just
that
she
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
control very well. Like was she
Yeah, you're
like
right.
Jubilee, from the cartoon where she's blowing everything up in the beginning because she couldn't control? Or is she like Gambit where she can blow up things that she wants to blow it up? Or like how was her powers used? It was
Yeah.
not very clear.
Yep.
Like she she didn't blow up the file that she stole, you know?
No.
She so it was very unclear.
Yeah.
And of course we were never gonna find out why, you know, like or how her
Yes.
powers are used, but so anyways, Barry loses his suit, comes back to Star Labs, and Cisco is really infuriated that oh Barry, you're not
Where's
taking
my suit, Barry? Where's my suit?
yeah. Like he made it sound as if that was the only one, and then Caitlin,
Just,
with one line, it's like, oh, you have three other ones. No,
but I
it's
love
two.
that one. I have two. And then but I love that one.
You know why? It's because
Why?
he wore that one commando style.
Probably.
He did the Cisco all over it. That's why he loved that one.
Uh,
So now Barry's
and then he's like, yeah.
yeah now
And then he starts drooling over her.
yeah like he's like infuriated and then he's like whoa, like he's not even
It
being
was like one.
subtle about it either.
It was like one photo of her in a military uniform with her hair back.
Yup, it doesn't take much to get Cisco going. It's like what? Wait, hold on. So we have Plastique, you know, with her hair back and in a
Yes.
military suit, but yet he has Caitlyn next to him like all day every day, and that doesn't
Yeah.
phase him at all. Where's the sense in that?
Nope.
I don't know. Oh well, maybe he just likes the strong military
Man.
types.
Or maybe he
So
just totally friend zoned Caitlyn.
so anyways, let's get back to the episode. Where are we at? Okay, Joe. Uh, he talks to Barry and says that he wants him to convince Iris to quit the blog. Not sure why it has to be Barry
Yes.
though. Don't make sense.
I don't know.
They,
I think it's because Barry's her best friend, so she'll listen to her best friend over her dad.
I guess. I mean that's probably the best explanation right there. Um, so anyways, after that, um, uh, Plastique, she goes over to the scientist that uh, was working on her when she woke up, from the
Also,
explosion.
the scientist has other references to the scientist too.
What was the
The
reference?
scientist is the scientist is one of the ones that used to work on Captain Atom, who in the comics was Plastique's husband. And earlier in the episode, when they said, "Oh, she has an address to a one Cameron Wake and blah blah blah," Cameron Wake is Captain Atom's like disguised name.
Oh, okay.
So all like I told you before, like there's a lot of references to Captain Atom in this episode.
All right. So she's at the scientist. She's blaming her powers on him.
Yes.
Because like she basically thinks, okay, I woke up with these powers and I'm with the scientist, so 1+1 = 2. This guy did it.
Yep.
And
Logical thinking.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's kind of she's jumping to conclusions, but I guess it makes sense on her end.
Yeah.
And then Lex Luthor comes in with his sniper squad, uh, trying to take out Plastique, and Flash comes in to save her.
Yep.
So they're at Star Labs now. Cisco
Yes.
being a super creeper,
Yeah, I know.
and they're basically Barry reveals himself to her. You know,
Yeah.
uh, Barry seems to not care who knows who he is.
Except
Um,
for
that's because he promised Joe.
oh my
He gave Joe the promise.
God, I promise.
The promise. He gave Joe the promise. But yeah, Barry revealed himself. They're trying to uh, see what's up with Plastique. And as Caitlin is examining Plastique, she notices that she got shot. And as soon as she pulls out the tracer, there is General Eiling.
Yes.
This
Coming
is
down the elevator shaft.
this is an issue with both Flash and Arrow, where once they find out, like the second they find out that you know
Something happens.
yeah, something happens, that someone is either following them or something, boom, they are there.
Yes.
Surprise.
Yep.
So yeah, what happens next after that?
So then they well what happens is that uh Ealing talks to Wells, and Wells like, we know she's here, blah blah blah, we have the tracer, and he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, I can have a crew down here search this place, and Wells is like, do it. She's not here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I could have the media on you.
Yes. And then you're mixing two different Wells
Well,
interactions, but
well,
we'll go with
did he use that both times?
I don't know if he used it both times.
I'm
But he said he was reversing his fortunes, though, to Eiling the first time. I remember that. But
okay.
then they go, while they're doing having that talk, Cisco, Caitlin, and Barry are testing her explosive powers by having her throw like a frisbee and so forth, and see how long and the power of each explosion.
And a boomerang. Oh ho
And
ho
a boomerang.
ho.
Well, they're like, I don't think you thought this through, but then it's like a reference to Captain Boomerang and Captain
Yeah.
8.
Mhm. So, yeah.
And then Joe calls to say that Iris has made a new blog post, and this time put her own name on it, and calls Barry about it.
Yeah, yeah. What, like, when he had to talk with her, apparently he convinced her to put her name on it because, oh, you can't really believe in something unless you put your name on it.
Exactly. And after we've seen so much hacking wise, I don't know how putting your name on it does any good from not putting your name on it. They can just trace the IP from where the blog's coming from.
Yeah, like, I don't see why they're making such a huge deal about putting your name on a blog, especially when they already mentioned, like, an episode or two ago that there are plenty of other bloggers.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
I don't know.
Like, oh, you put your name on a blog? I can't believe it.
I don't know.
I put my name on my podcast. I'm in trouble.
So Barry's like, I gotta fix this myself, but that's the Flash. Or the Streak.
Streak. So yeah,
Streak. So he shows up to Iris when she's at like work, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're real!" And he starts like just doing the like never stays in the same place for one too long thing, so she can't get a close like look at his face.
Yeah, this scene I didn't really like it. Like
I
first of all, I face palmed when he did the voice thing
know. Yeah.
because I'm like, oh my god, this show too? Is this gonna be like the CW's way of like explaining why superheroes don't get caught by their voice by doing voice changers? And you know, it was just a very awkward scene. Like when he like zoomed right behind her.
Yeah,
Like
and she doesn't turn around. She just is like looks over her shoulder, just looks and continues talking.
it was just a very weird scene. I didn't like it at all.
Yes.
It was it was awkward. Um yeah. So after that, we're back at headquarters, and Caitlin is giving Plastique the bad news about the shrapnel being fused with her DNA.
Yeah. And
So
then
there's no
Wells
cure for
goes,
her.
Wells goes, well, the future, the technology to splice your DNA hasn't been invented yet. Another nod to him being from the future.
Yep. It's like, well, how do you know, Mr. Wells? Oh, just trust me. Um, so after that, we have Barry and Joe talking with each other. Barry explains that he found out Iris's motives,
Yep.
and Joe's like, "Wait a minute, you moron! She's gonna know by your voice." And then Barry explains that he can vibrate his vocal cords so fast that it makes his voice sound goofy.
To me, it sounded like like those old like microphones you can speak to, and it like makes up like a weird like booming voice.
Yes,
That's what it sounded like to me.
that's what. Yes, I totally agree.
Like those little plastic microphones.
Yes, from like the '90s. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, like,
I picked his mannerisms the way he says like words that it was Barry.
yeah, and like, I feel like even the writers themselves realized that this was so goofy, so that's why they had Joe just start bust out laughing about it. It's like, yeah, yeah, we know this is goofy. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
Kind of also making fun of the whole like how these people don't realize these people are superheroes things.
Mhm.
Like Superman puts on glasses and he's a totally different person.
Yep.
That also making fun of like Barry can just like vibrate his vocal cords and no one will know who he is.
Then Joe pretty much reveals to Barry that he knows that Barry has been friend zoned.
Yes. He's like, you don't tell her everything. And then Barry's just like, what? And then he just put two and two together. And he goes, how long did you know? He goes, ever since you knew what love was, you've been
Ever
following
since
her
you
around.
hit puberty,
Yep,
and I saw you in your bedroom alone.
exactly. But also in the way he's like, he says that he knows, and also and then he goes, well, I've been waiting for you to tell her, but you haven't. And so, i.e., he wants her. He's okay with Barry being with his daughter.
Mhm.
And then Barry goes, well, maybe I'm just slow. And no reference to him being super fast.
Mhm. So after that, we have Wells and Plastique alone, and first I thought Wells was trying to hint to Plastique to kill Eiling, but then he straight up spells it out. Straight up says, "Kill. You need to kill Eiling." I'm like, whoa! They went from him hinting to just straight up like saying it right then, right there.
We must murder the people who aren't like us.
You know.
Magneto now.
Mhm. So Plastique goes goes out and tries to set up a trap for Eiling. Um, Before Plastique kills Eiling, Barry intervenes and gets Plastique shot, and then she dies instantly, and then becomes a ticking time bomb.
Yep. Which he then must ask, can he run on water?
Yep. He's waiting. He's waiting for the answer.
And then Will's like, blah, 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 like in 1 second.
Run, Barry, run!
Yep.
So, yeah, he ends up running out to the ocean,
Yes.
drops her, does the whole
Try to outrun
Batman
the wave. Yeah,
the
outrun the wave.
Dark Knight Rises.
What to me doesn't make sense. Like, I love how, like, he's like, oh, you must outrun the blast. You see, they see him outrunning, but then also you see like this gigantic like wave that just disappears after a while.
Yeah.
Yet in the foot, when they do like an aerial shot, it shows it hits like the coast.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So yeah, when he gets back, he gets compared to Jesus because he can walk on water.
Interesting company you have.
Yeah. Um, and so Barry he goes and talks with Iris and dumps her.
He'd be like, I guess we need to like stay away from each other for a while because you won't listen to my opinion
It's
when it's trying
like
to save your life.
you're being a little harsh, aren't you, Barry? It's
Exactly.
doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing this, Barry?
I got new friends now, better friends.
So Barry is at the bar, uh, drinking away his depression, even though he can't get drunk.
On club soda.
Yeah, on club soda. So Caitlin has a super alcohol for him
Yep.
that lasts like for 1 second
Yep.
because he's the fastest man
It's like
alive.
500 proof.
Um, so Eiling meets up with Wells,
5
wants
years earlier.
yeah, and then he wants them to work together again. And Wells, I was kind of disappointed. Wells did not stand up and start stabbing Eiling.
Yep.
He just threatens him, and it wasn't like you know of like this
I'll
cryptic
get the
vague
media over
threat. He just straight up said, I will end you,
here. Yes. He's
and
like,
I don't mean
not
just your career.
you with the media in my wheelchair.
Yep. Um, After that, we have a flashback of Wells before the explosion. Was it 5 years prior?
Yeah, it was 5 years and it looked like the same night as the explosion.
And wait, but the explosion wasn't 5 years ago. The explosion was 6 months ago.
Then I don't know. He's wearing the same outfit as 5 years ago, so maybe he only has one suit.
Yeah, he does. Unlike Caitlyn, who has like a wide range of dresses.
Yes.
So oh, and Cisco, who has like a wide range of nerd shirts or
Yep,
geek
he was wearing
shirts.
Adventure Time this week. I noticed that one.
So flashback. Uh, this is when Wells was with Eiling, and he says that they're no longer working with each other, and they show Gorilla Grodd,
Yes.
and it's not they. I think they tried too hard to show that was Grodd. Like
Yeah.
the first shot of the sign that says Grodd, which is a huge sign to begin with.
Yes.
They got a huge sign that says Grodd. The first shot should have been enough, but they didn't stop there. They went back and zoomed in on that sign a second time, just in case the viewers were too slow to notice it.
Yes.
I think that was a bit much.
Yes. And I have a plan for you.
Yeah, I mean like
I have a plan for you, Gorilla.
So I mean, like overall, I I'm getting really tired of this whole Iris and Barry thing.
But it's ended now.
Well, I'm getting tired of like the whole like oh hiding the secret and just like her and her blog and all this stuff. It's getting really played out. I mean, yeah, we're only 5 episodes in, but it's getting nowhere. It feels like it's getting nowhere, and because we know that she's going to end up eventually knowing his identity.
Yeah, it's just also the Laurel Oliver thing where you know they're destined to be together. So it's kind of like, why are you doing this? We know
But
what's gonna happen.
yeah, it's. I mean, Smallville did it really bad,
Yeah,
where like Clark never told his love interest, but like everybody else knew,
yeah.
and it just got really played out, really bad, really annoying, and I don't want the same thing to happen to this show because I really like this show. This is a really good show,
Yeah.
but like I don't want them to play out the whole oh gotta keep a secret from Iris.
Here's
And
the thing, though. I'll
mhm.
ask you: do you like the show as itself, or are you still like in the, I would say, the honeymoon phase where like it's a brand new show and you like it for right now?
um, I like it for itself.
Okay.
I mean, so far, there. I mean, let's go ahead and rate and review this episode. Uh-oh, my computer's falling asleep. There we go. There we go. Uh, it was about to go into sleep mode, so good thing I stopped it. Stopped it. Anyways, so I think this specific episode is probably the weakest episode yet.
Yeah,
It like it's not a bad episode, but like the first 4 episodes were really good. The fourth episode was my favorite so far,
mine too.
and this episode was pretty weak. I would give it a 3 out of 5 Lex Luthor heads.
I would give it a 3 out of 5.
You'd give it a 3 out of 5 exploding Flash costumes.
Yep. 3 out of 5 explosions.
Yeah, so it's not that this was a bad episode, it's just the weakest episode so far.
Yes.
And I I
I
do
understand where they're going with it. They were trying to show like, hey, not all the people affected by the blast are gonna be evil like the past few people have been.
yeah,
But you you have the person, then you have her die before the episode even ends.
yeah, and like I mean just my biggest issue is the Iris thing is just getting way overplayed.
Yeah.
Like if anything,
It's
like
becoming way too much of a focal point of the episodes.
why is Barry focusing so much on talking to Iris about stopping this when what he should be doing is talking to Joe? Be like, look, Joe, keeping a secret from her is not the best idea. She already has this blog going on. She's obsessed with finding out who the is. It makes more sense to just straight up tell her. That way she'll stay out of trouble. Like,
Yes.
she's pushing buttons that she doesn't know what the button does, and if you tell her what the button does, then she might not be pressing it.
Or have Barry come like near the end and go, okay, the secret is because she keeps asking, why aren't you telling me, kind of thing. He goes, I've been working with the streak, and he just it's safer for you not to know who he is, and you don't get targeted to get to him. People won't target you to get to him. Try to like just somewhat admit that you work for the streak, but don't directly say you are the streak.
hmm like I just
most. They never brought up the whole like for your own safety thing.
Like I hate it in TV shows when like conflict starts because characters don't know how to explain things. Like
Yes.
they'll say like one sentence to try to explain something, which doesn't explain it fully, and then that gets the other person flustered or whatever, and then that creates a conflict. It's like, hey, if you just you know took a few more minutes to explain it better to this person, then there wouldn't be such a conflict.
Yes.
Like I hate that kind of trope, and it's happening to this show. So I really want to see them move past that and just get to like what's been making this show interesting, and what that is, the Flash. Um, Basically, go against these other metahumans, and building upon that.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is much more interesting than um, this whole running in circles with Iris.
Yes.
The other thing that kind of disappointed me about this episode is yet another character gets introduced and dies off at the end.
Yep.
Plastique,
Yep.
um, which is getting that itself is getting old too. Um,
See this thing like when I was saying about Captain Atom. Think about it. If you have a character like Captain Atom, having Plastique, you can do the whole comic mythos and also bring Captain Atom into the show because you would fit perfectly with the particle accelerator.
mhm,
So it was perfect. It would she's like the perfect character to bring in another like Justice League person, and it won't be too much of a stretch for them to be in the show.
mhm, yeah. It's I don't know. I don't want to sound too complainy because it wasn't like this episode was terrible. It wasn't a bad show. It's just this show can be so much better.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, it's just, like I mentioned, episode 4 is
Eventually
really
they'll get
good.
out. Like they'll eventually get out of this like villain of the week thing, and then they'll have like overarching storylines where characters don't die every episode.
Yeah, like I mean, Captain Cold was really cool when they introduced him, and I definitely want to see more of him because he was, it was played by a good actor, good performance, very interesting character, and I'd like to see them build on, that a character rather than villain of the week.
Yes. But the whole
Um,
thing they're doing that though. I mean, this whole first season supposedly is about the rogues and getting all the rogues together. So there
yeah.
will be these villains of the weeks, but at the end they'll come together as the rogues later on.
Hmm. So, anyways, let's move on. Unless you have
Okay.
anything else to add, real quick.
Yep.
All right. So, listener feedback. As usual, if you have any type of feedback as far as like letting us know what you thought of this week's episode was, write into our email is capes@outofcontinues.com. We did have a listener write a comment on the YouTube video for the Going Rogue video.
Yes.
This guy Vanguard Duelist, he wrote way too much nitpicking. Talking about us two, uh, you and me and Eric. Um,
Yeah.
he said way too much nitpicking in my opinion, but an enjoyable listen all the same. Thank you very much, Vanguard Duelist, for listening. I really appreciate the feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always great to have.
We have room to improve, and
Yeah. I mean, the main reason why we nitpick is because like I mean we do like these shows, but
yes.
it's just like all these little things prevents the show from making it achieve its full potential. Though, I mean, like last week we did give the episode. Well, sorry, not last week. 2 weeks ago we gave Going Rogue a 5 out of 5 freeze guns.
We should just do this every episode now. Just rate it in whatever that episode's about.
Yeah, we gave it 5 out of 5, and but there's still little things that prevented it from you know
And see, that's what I do too. Is that I watch every episode twice. Once, kind of like I just turn off the brain to just enjoy it, and then I watch it to like find out to like look for stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I only watched the episodes once.
I mean, also the second time I watch it with my wife, so that's a little different too.
Hmm. But yeah, if you have feedback, write in capes@outofcontinues.com. Let us know what you thought of the episode next week. After you watch the show, write into us and be like, hey, I give this episode 3 out of 3 Lex Luthor heads.
Cisco heads. Cisco
Cisco
heads.
Cisco drooling faces. So anyways, let's do some shout outs real quick. And then we'll go into the spoiler section.
Okay.
I want to give one shout out to our number one fan, the Out of Cape's number one fan, which is Amar Ahmed.
Yep.
Shout out to him.
He makes the show possible.
Yo, we wouldn't be here without you, man.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
If you enjoy what you've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review. You can contact us by email. That's capes@outofcontinues.com. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/outofcontinues. All these can be found on the website www.outofcontinues.com/TV podcasts. Or if you're into video games, I do have a weekly video game podcast. It's at outofcontinues.com. Goes up every Monday, talking about video games.
Horrible. It's a horrible podcast. Don't listen to it.
Thanks.
I used to be on it, and then they kicked me off.
You're the number 2 fan. So, anyways, you can also give me a tweet. I am at Sayedstafa, SAYEDSTAFA. You can't tweet at Eric because he doesn't believe in tweeting.
Whatever.
So, with that said, I am Stafa.
And I'm Eric.
See you guys in the spoiler section or next week. So, spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I don't think I saw the preview for next week's episode. Or wait. What? I think I did. Yeah, it's the Man of Steel.
Girder.
He goes against Colossus.
Yep, he goes against Colossus,
Yep.
a.k.a. Girder, a.k.a. Barry's childhood bully.
So,
You know, they're going to probably put a whole Iris theme episode in this, too.
mm-hmm. And they're gonna have childhood flashbacks.
Yep.
And do you have any other like spoilers on next week's episode or anything?
Nope. I know 7 is Blackout, and then Clock King, and then 8 and 9 are the crossover episodes.
Okay. Then Static Shock comes in.
Yep. I know episode 7 they're gonna do the cliche. Oh no, what happens if Bear loses his powers? How he's gonna defeat them then? Because I guess Blackout absorbs his Speed Force electricity.
Ah, okay. Well, that answer is simple. Give him a gun.
just Wells that just kill anyone who gets in your way.
Just let Harrison Wells take care of them. He'll ride his little wheelchair up to them, stand up, and he'll stab them to death.
Yep.
So Grodd.
Yes.
Comic book readers, or even like people who are familiar with the Flash and Justice League know about Grodd. Uh,
Yes.
he he's a gorilla who has like uh, genius intellect, and most versions of him have a mind control ability. Correct?
Yeah. Thus bringing in abilities and everything, and Particle Accelerator accelerated his.
Yeah. So I think I lost you for a second.
Uh,
Okay, there you are.
I'm
So
here.
man, you are lagging. So anyways, um, do you think Grodd is going to be evil or is he going to be misunderstood?
Misunderstood.
I think
I
they
don't
might.
think he's.
I agree. I think that's what they're gonna be doing because of the fact that they made Plastique not an evil villain, and
No.
Harrison Wells was taking care of Grodd, and I have a feeling that they're gonna make him misunderstood, which um I feel like that's kind of dropping the ball on him though because Grodd is one of Flash's bigger villains.
Yeah.
So if they take that away, then you're not gonna have a lot left. I mean, you're gonna have the rogues, but you're taking away one of his bigger villains away. So do we have anything else as far as spoilers?
Background. I don't think he's. Not to my knowledge. I think that's all I have.
All right. Okay. We'll see you guys next week then.
Okay.